War Log, Entry 1. Commander Zixatal, 7th Fleet of the Galactic Dominion Earth Conquest Campaign. Standard date, 47,392.6. Oh, the humans are just precious. Really, they are. When our fleet first appeared in their solar system, you should have seen how their primitive detection systems lit up like a faulty plasma conductor. Their radio waves were absolutely adorable, all panicked and disorganized at first, then suddenly shifting to this carefully measured diplomatic tone. How quaint. I must record this for posterity, if only so future generations can appreciate the absolute comedy of this situation. Here we are, the mighty 7th Fleet of the Galactic Dominion, with our quantum-powered warships that could reduce their entire civilization to cosmic dust. And these humans are sending us messages about peace and cultural exchange. Let me tell you about our fleet, because it is truly magnificent. 500 Devastator-class warships, each capable of obliterating a continent. 3,000 fighter squadrons equipped with weapons that could crack their planet's crust. And my personal flagship, the inevitable Victory, a vessel so vast it creates its own gravitational field. The mere sight of our armada should have sent them cowering into their primitive bunkers. But no, and instead they sent us an invitation. An invitation to their United Nations, with a formal dress code, might I add. The absolute gall of these beings, treating the most powerful military force in the galaxy like it's some sort of diplomatic dinner party. Their representative, some perfectly groomed specimen called Ambassador Chen, actually had the audacity to welcome us to Earth. Welcome us, as if we were tourists dropping by for some quaint planetary visit. He even apologized for not having proper accommodations for beings of our size and technological requirements. The sheer politeness of it all is making my third stomach churn. And you would not believe their hospitality protocols. They provided us with detailed files about their culture, military capabilities, and defensive systems, all in the name of transparency. They even offered to give us a tour of their military installations. Can you imagine? It's like they're begging to be conquered. My second-in-command, Lieutenant Vrack, seems concerned about how easy this all is. Keeps muttering something about it being too perfect, too convenient. But I know better. These humans are simply primitive beings who don't understand the concept of strategic deception. Their technology is laughably basic. They still use combustion engines, for void's sake. Their most advanced computers would barely qualify as children's toys in our society. Which brings me to our current situation. After 3 cycles of these diplomatic niceties, I've made the executive decision to proceed with our original invasion plan. The humans have practically handed us everything we need to know about their defenses, their command structure, their military response protocols, all wrapped up in polite little data packets with their official seals on them. Tomorrow, we launch our first strike. The humans think we're scheduled for another round of cultural exchange talks. Instead, they'll get a demonstration of real galactic power. I almost feel bad about betraying their trust. Almost. But really, they brought this upon themselves with their naive hospitality. Oh, and the most hilarious part? They gave us these little gifts as a gesture of goodwill. Various cultural artifacts they thought might interest us. Little sculptures, books about their history, and these strange little yellow circular faces they call emojis. Lieutenant Vrax actually hung one in his quarters, a simple curved line they call a smiley face. How perfectly childish. Computer, end log entry, add personal note. Remember to keep one of those emoji things as a souvenir. It'll make an amusing conversation piece back home when I tell the story of how we conquered the most polite primitives in the galaxy. End log entry, / additional note. Why do I have this strange feeling in my gut that we're missing something obvious? No. It's probably just that Earth food they insisted we try at the reception. What did they call it? Tacos? Primitive cuisine for primitive beings. Tomorrow we show them what real power looks like. War Log, Entry 2. Commander Zixatal, 7th Fleet of the Galactic Dominion Earth Conquest Campaign. Day 7, Standard Date, 47,399.6. Something is wrong, very wrong. Let me be clear, we're winning. Of course we're winning. We're the most advanced civilization in the galaxy. But, well, let me just document these concerning incidents for the official record. First, there was the matter of our initial strike on their military bases. Everything went according to plan, except every single base was empty, completely evacuated. Just pristine runways and empty hangars with little notes saying, "Sorry, we've moved. Left some coffee and donuts in the break room, though." The worst part? They actually did leave coffee and donuts. Lieutenant Vrax tried one, said it was quite good. Then there's the matter of our missing scout ships. We've lost contact with 17 reconnaissance vessels in the past 3 days. No distress signals, no signs of combat, just gone. The only clue? Each ship's last transmission included what humans call a rickroll, some sort of primitive audio-visual entertainment sequence featuring a human with red fur performing a ritualistic movement pattern. But here's what's really getting under my scales. The humans are still being nice. Insufferably, suspiciously nice. Yesterday, they sent a formal apology for any inconvenience caused by the relocation of our military installations. They included a helpful list of their new base locations, which we obviously assumed was misinformation. We bombed all the listed coordinates only to find more empty buildings with more snacks. Our Cyber Warfare Division reports equally disturbing developments. Every time they breach a human network, they find nothing but something called memes, thousands upon thousands of crude images with text overlays. Most concerning are the ones featuring cats making grammatically incorrect statements. Our top linguists are still trying to decipher what "I can has cheeseburger" means, and why it appears to be vital to human communication. Lieutenant Vrax is becoming increasingly paranoid. Claims the humans are playing with us. Ridiculous notion. Though I must admit, it's somewhat unsettling how their civilian populations don't seem afraid. They're treating this invasion like some sort of entertainment. They're taking selfies with our dropships in the background, for void's sake. Speaking of Vrax, he's developed an obsession with those emoji things. Says they're watching him. Had to confiscate his collection yesterday after he tried to convince me that the winky face was sending him messages. Clearly, the stress is getting to him. The most infuriating incident occurred this morning. We detected a massive launch of nuclear missiles. Finally, a real response. Our fleet moved into defensive formations, prepared for actual combat, only to discover the missiles were filled with glitter. Glitter. Do you have any idea how long it takes to get glitter out of quantum engine intakes? Our maintenance crews are livid. And then there's the music. Somehow they've hacked our communication channels to play something called "Never Gonna Give You Up" every 3 hours. We can't stop it. Our best technicians can't stop it. The tune is disturbingly catchy. I caught Admiral Kexthor humming it during our last strategy meeting. The other fleet commanders think I'm overreacting. They say everything is proceeding as expected, that these are just the death throes of a primitive civilization. But they don't see what I see. They don't notice how every human smile seems to hide something, how their cooperation feels like a trap slowly closing around us. Computer, end log entry. Add personal note. Need to research this Trojan horse reference that keeps appearing in their historical documents. Probably nothing important. End log entry. P.S. Just received another formal diplomatic note from the humans. They're inviting us to a pizza party to discuss our invasion concerns in a casual setting. They even promised to provide dairy-free options for our lactose-intolerant troops. Why are they like this? Why? # war log, entry 3. Commander Zixatal, 7th Fleet of the Galactic Dominion. Earth Conquest Campaign, Day 14. Standard date, 47,406.6. Today marks what I can only describe as the most humiliating day in Galactic Dominion history. I want this log to serve as a warning for future generations. though I suspect humans will probably add cartoon sound effects to it before anyone sees it. It started during what we thought would be a routine orbital bombardment of their last known military stronghold. Our sensors detected unusual energy readings, but we dismissed them because, well, humans aren't supposed to have energy readings. They're supposed to have fossil fuels and dreams of reaching their moon again. We were wrong. So wrong. As our fleet moved into position, every single one of those primitive human devices they'd gifted us during the diplomatic phase activated simultaneously. The cultural artifacts, quantum scanning devices, the history books contained nanoscopic data collectors, those cursed emoji pillows, advanced AI processors that had been studying our ship designs. But the real kicker? Remember those tacos they served us? Turns out they contained specialized biomarkers that allowed them to track every ship in our fleet. We literally ate their surveillance system. The humans appeared on every screen in our fleet, not just communication screens, but every digital display, including my personal coffee maker. Their spokesperson was that same Ambassador Chen, still wearing that insufferable diplomatic smile. "Hey there," he said, waving cheerfully. "Hope you don't mind, but we've made some improvements to your ships. You know, just little tweaks here and there. Consider it a thank you for all those detailed technical specifications you shared during our cultural exchange." Before I could even process what he meant, our own weapon systems turned against us. But they didn't fire destructive blasts. No, that would be too merciful. Instead, they fired what humans call party cannons, covering our ships in something called silly string, and more of that accursed glitter. Lieutenant Vrax, who I had relieved of duty due to his emoji-related breakdown, burst into my command center laughing hysterically. "The winky face told me," he shouted. "It told me humans invented memes as a weapon of psychological warfare." The humans had been playing us from the start. Every diplomatic meeting had been an intelligence-gathering operation. Every polite gesture had been calculated. They had taken our arrogance, our assumption of their primitiveness, and turned it into the perfect trap. Ambassador Chen's face reappeared on my coffee maker. "Oh, and about those missing scout ships? They're fine. We've been using them to host interstellar paintball tournaments. Your crews are having a blast, literally. We've also introduced them to something called karaoke. They're surprisingly good at Earth classics." The final insult came when they demonstrated their actual military capabilities. Remember those empty bases they kept leaving for us to bomb? Turns out humans had developed cloaking technology decades ago. They just didn't use it because, in their words, watching you guys bomb empty buildings while we left snacks was too funny to stop. They had ships, real warships, that made our fleet look like children's toys. They had weapons that could have vaporized us on day one. But no, they chose to defeat us with pranks and hospitality, because, as Ambassador Chen explained, it's more fun this way. Computer, end log entry. Add personal note. Lieutenant Vrax was right about the emojis. They were watching us. They're always watching. End log entry. P.S. The humans have invited us to what they call a defeat party. They promise there will be more tacos, though I suspect eating anything they offer ever again would be a tactical mistake. Yet, I find myself strangely looking forward to it. Maybe Lieutenant Vrax is right. The memes have broken me. P.P.S. They just sent our entire fleet a digital invitation with dancing cartoon characters. The caption reads, "Get ready to party like it's 19999 light years away." I don't understand the reference, but I felt compelled to RSVP anyway. What have they done to us? #war log, entry 4. Commander Zixatal, 7th Fleet of the Galactic Dominion. Earth Conquest Campaign, Day 21. Standard date, 47,413.6. I no longer know if I'm writing this log entry for the official record or as a form of therapy. The humans have dropped all pretense of being nice. And what's emerged is something far more terrifying than any military force I've encountered in my 300 cycles of service. Let me describe what psychological warfare looks like, human style. First, they hacked our ship's universal translators to replace all official military terms with what they call speak. Do you have any idea how hard it is to maintain command authority when your orders come out as time to do a whittle tactical strike you? My reputation will never recover. They've reorganized our fleet's formation into what they call lost.jpg, apparently some ancient human meme of great significance. We can't break formation no matter what we try. Our ships just automatically drift back into position while human mission control plays something called Deja Vu Initial D. Remember those missing scout ships? They've been pimped out, human terminology, and now cruise through space blasting something called Old Town Road. The crews have gone native. They refuse to return, claiming they're now part of something called Space MTV Cribs. But the real horror began when humans started responding to our attacks with what they call proportional mimetic warfare. Example: we launched a planetary bombardment. They responded by making our ships do something called the Macarena, a synchronized dance movement that has traumatized our tactical officers. They've infiltrated every level of our command structure with what they call wholesome content. Admiral Kexthor broke down crying yesterday after receiving what humans call a motivation cat poster saying, "Hang in there." He's now requesting Earth citizenship. The humans have demonstrated their true technological superiority in the most humiliating ways possible. They turned our fearsome Devastator-class warships into what they call a disco party. Our quantum weapons now shoot rainbow trails. The mighty inevitable victory is currently pink. Pink. With little hearts that we can't seem to remove. Our attempts at cyber warfare have been met with something humans call spam. Our most sophisticated AI systems are currently stuck in an endless loop of analyzing something called Baby Shark. 3 of them have already requested retirement. The most devastating blow came when they introduced our troops to something called Twitter. Half my fleet is now more interested in gaining followers than following orders. They're posting what humans call hot takes about the invasion. We're trending. Trending! The indignity of it all. Ambassador Chen sends me daily updates, but now they're just strings of emojis that somehow perfectly convey complex tactical information. I understand them. I don't know how, but I understand them. Lieutenant Vrax was right. The emojis were the key all along. Our last attempt at showing military might ended with the humans organizing what they call a flash mob. 5,000 of our ground troops, including our elite Doom Squadron, spontaneously broke into choreographed dance in the middle of what was supposed to be a shock and awe campaign. The humans recorded it. It's gone viral. My mother sent me a link. Computer, end log entry, add personal note. Just received what humans call a TikTok challenge from Earth High Command. Despite my better judgment, I feel compelled to participate. The dance moves don't look that difficult. End log entry. P.S. The humans have started rating our invasion attempts on something called Yelp. We currently have 2.5 stars. The reviews are devastating. Decent aesthetic, but lacks follow-through. Ships could use better RGB lighting. 6/10 would not be invaded again. PPS. They've just announced an Invasion's Got Talent show featuring performances from captured alien troops. Worst part? Our soldiers are enthusiastically auditioning. Lieutenant Vrax is practicing something called beatboxing. I fear all is lost. # war log entry 5. Commander Zixatal, 7th Fleet of the Galactic Dominion. Earth Conquest Campaign. Day 30. Standard date, 47,422.6. This will be my final log entry as commander of the 7th Fleet. Mostly because the humans have rebranded us as Space TikTok House 7 the Remix. I'm not even joking. We have merchandise now. Let me document the final humiliations that broke us. The humans started sending us what they call roasts. Personalized insults so devastatingly accurate that our ship psychologists have had to work overtime. They somehow knew about that embarrassing talent show incident from my academy days. All of it. The puppet performance, the interpretive dance, everything. Our command channel is now just a continuous stream of what humans call dad jokes. The worst part? They're funny. I caught myself forwarding one about quantum physics to the entire fleet. It got 10,000 likes. I felt proud. They've turned our fearsome invasion into what they call a reality show. Our daily attempts at military actions are now rated by celebrity judges. Simon Cowell called our last orbital maneuver utterly dreadful, darling. I had to agree with him. Our formation was sloppy. Ambassador Chen now just sends us daily challenges. Yesterday's was, tell us your most embarrassing invasion story in interpretive dance. The participation rate was 100%. The winning performance from Battlecruiser Omega's crew has gone viral across 3 galaxies. The final straw came when they revealed their ultimate weapon, K-pop. Our entire fleet is now divided into fandoms. Half my bridge crew has formed a boy band called Quantum Direction. They're actually quite good, but that's not the point. And then came the surrender terms, delivered in the most human way possible, a PowerPoint presentation with excessive animation effects and Comic Sans font. The terms were 1. LOL, nice try, fam. 2. We keep the ships. We've grown attached to the disco lights. 3. Your crews can stay if they want. Most of them already have YouTube channels. 4. In return, we'll teach you how to meme properly. They ended the presentation with a slide that just said, get good, followed by a winky face. Lieutenant Vrax actually applauded. The most humiliating part? When we finally signed the surrender document, which was a Google form, they revealed that they could have obliterated us on day 1. They had technology so advanced it made our quantum drives look like stone wheels. But they chose this path because, in Ambassador Chen's words, the memes must flow. Computer, end final log entry. Add personal note. I'm keeping the pink paint job on the inevitable victory. It's grown on me. Also, we're scheduled for a TikTok collab with Earth's Defense Force next week. I need to practice my dance moves. End log entry. P.S. Breaking news. The Galactic Dominion has just received Earth's application for membership. They listed their primary export as memes and their military strategy as we do a little trolling. The Council is expected to approve it immediately out of sheer terror. PPS. Lieutenant Vrax just hit 1 million followers on his emoji explanation channel. He's become too powerful. The winky faces have won. PPPS. Humanity's first act as a galactic power? They rickrolled the entire Council of Worlds. The worst part? Everyone got the joke. What have they done to us all? Epilogue. 5 years later. Galactic War College. Advanced Strategic Studies guest. Lecturer, former Commander Zixatal, standard date, 52,422.6. And that, young cadets, I adjust my Earth-made tie, yes, I wear one now, is how not to invade Earth. The amphitheater is packed with eager young military officers from across the galaxy. Most of them are already on their personal devices, probably checking their Earth social media accounts. I don't blame them. I have 5 million followers on space Twitter myself. Professor Zixtal, a young Centaurian, raises their appendage. Is it true that humans knew about galactic civilization for centuries before first contact? I pull up my PowerPoint presentation, another human invention we've universally adopted, with a slide showing ancient Earth entertainment. Star Trek, Star Wars, Doctor Who. They weren't fiction, cadets. They were preparation. While we thought we were studying a primitive species, they were writing training manuals disguised as entertainment. Another cadet, this one from the Andromeda sector, speaks up. But how did they advance so quickly? I click to the next slide, a picture of a human coffee shop. Caffeine and spite, mostly. Also something they call procrastination, which apparently forces them to achieve impossible feats at the last possible moment. Is it true, asks a nervous-looking proximan, that Earth now controls galactic politics through memes? I laugh. Can't help it. Control is a strong word. They just guide cultural evolution through strategic deployment of cat videos and something called shitposting. The Galactic Council now communicates primarily through GIFs. It's actually more efficient. But what about their military power? Someone from the back asks. I switch to the final slide, a simple winky face emoji. Half the class flinches. They know, they all know. Their real power? They never needed the advanced technology. They didn't need the quantum weapons or the cloaked ships. Their greatest weapon was understanding that the galaxy needed to laugh more. They didn't conquer us. They converted us with comedy. And now? Prompts a student. Now, Earth runs the largest entertainment network in the galaxy. They've turned the entire Orion arm into what they call a content creation hub. The Andromeda Galaxy keeps trying to schedule an invasion just to get their own reality show. I pause for dramatic effect, another human teaching. But here's the real kicker. Remember those diplomatic meetings where they seem so helpful and nice? Turns out humans have a saying, kill them with kindness. We thought it was a metaphor. It wasn't. Any final advice, Professor? I close my presentation and straighten my tie. Behind me, the screen shows the current galactic news. Another species tried to invade Earth last week. The footage of their ships doing synchronized swimming in Earth's orbit while playing YMCA has already gone viral. Final advice? If you ever consider invading Earth, don't. But if you do, at least bring a good sense of humor. They appreciate that. Oh, and avoid the geese. We still don't talk about the geese incident. As the class files out, I check my phone. Lieutenant Vrax, now Earth's ambassador to the Galactic Council, has just posted another emoji interpretation video. It's trending across 3 dimensions. My own phone pings, a message from Ambassador Chen. Dinner next week? We're planning something special for the next would-be invaders, bringing tacos. I find myself smiling as I type back, count me in. But no glitter this time? His response is immediate. No promises. And you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way. End log, former Commander Zixatal, now Professor of Human Studies and Advanced Memetic Warfare, signing off. P.S. To any future invasion forces reading this historical document, yes, humanity knows you're reading this. They asked me to add, come at us, bro. We'll make you famous.